Hello everyone, I had a somewhat weird morning out at the thrift stores, went to two different places, and they're each getting their own video because they were both unique in completely opposite ways. So look out for the second one a few hours after this probably. Just oddball stuff, really weird day. I'll put a few pictures up here to start with one of the weirder things in the bargain room. I went in, I hadn't been there in about a week and a half almost because I've been going to so many of those book sales and that type of thing. Found a ton when I first walked in of video CDs. These big boxes that you'll see here, these sets, none of those had English subtitles at all, and there were a few like DVD sets as well in there, but it was mostly like someone who is definitely from China got rid of a collection. I want to say Hong Kong more likely because of the other stuff I found in the bargain room after this and then later on, because these all appear to have both Mandarin and Cantonese language tracks. No English subtitles mentioned anywhere in the boxes, so I just stick away from those. They're huge. They're like TV series sets. Monster sets are really, really cool looking, but they have no resale value really, and without English subtitles in particular, it's nothing I can watch and nothing that would sell well in my area. So weird find though, like so many of them, probably between all the different bins, there's more than what I've even shown these couple little pictures I snapped. Probably 20 to 30 complete like TV series, and it's like crazy. Then I also found in there a bunch of movies and like concerts, and like there were a whole bunch of stuff. There are tons of them. A lot of them were pretty ripped up, but a lot of these do have the burned in English subtitles, and I picked some of the just a couple up that looked interesting to me. A lot of these are the Maya Laser Corporation. You did a lot of like laser discs and that kind of stuff. This looked pretty interesting. I actually looked this one up to see what it was. Stars and Roses. It looked like an interesting movie, so grab that from the bargain bin. And the Chinese Feast. That also looked like it might be interesting. I'm one of the few people probably in the world that thinks like video CDs are actually a cool thing. They are cool, and it's a fun and very cheap way when you find them or get them to watch stuff from particularly like 80s Hong Kong, which is what I really, really like, into the 90s, and even in some older stuff, some Shaw Brothers things like 60s, that kind of stuff can be interesting. But yeah, I found a few that looked pretty good to me. Perfect match. So especially anything 80s or Hong Kong I look out for, or anything that looks particularly interesting. This I grabbed on a whim because it was bargain room, so it was like a few cents, and it looks wild. This is a concert. No idea who this individual is, but it's a 2-disc video CD set of, it looks like a wild time of a concert. So I will check that out. It's worth that tiny little bit to see. When I do look for video CDs, the big 4 things I look for: 80s Hong Kong stuff, Japanese stuff like J-dramas and that kind of thing, because finding those with English subtitles on something like video CD is a fraction of the cost of actually getting the real thing. Anime, or the one that I always look out for and never find, Jackie Chan. I love to find older like Jackie Chan movies on video CD when I'm out searching for those. Never come across them though. This other set I picked up because it made me laugh out loud, and whatever. Pick it up and look at it. Okay, this is going to be some like opera or maybe like classical music or whatever. We look at it. No, this was someone's storage container for an odd assortment of still video CDs, but an odd assortment of different things. We have, first off, one for the trash, their burned DVD copy of The Ant Bully. And then there's no nudity on the covers, so it's fine to show here. Someone's, so I did find some Japanese stuff. Someone's Japanese porn video CD collection they had hidden in there. And Christmas time, so seasonal. Really funny, like that. Someone in their like Peking opera or whatever the heck case that is. That's where they had their porn along with Ant Bully, the animated kids movie. Weird. So that, and then a few more things in bargain room. Before I get to that, a couple more video CDs in the main room. Went into the main room, and wasn't a whole lot there. I couldn't believe, in a week and a half, how little it changed. Went in, the big change though was with music CDs. There were at least, at minimum, between, they have those carousels, those like towers that you spin around, the different things, between that and the shelves or whatever, there's no way there were fewer than 50 to 60 more video CDs. At least. Tons of them in there. And a lot of them were Hong Kong movies. A lot of them were karaoke. Probably 2/3 of the ones in the main room were karaoke. So I looked through them, and I found 2 more that looked interesting to me. The rest were all either just complete junk or like karaoke discs, like I said. So I want to check those out. Everything, I think, this looks like Simon Tam, I'm not sure, but it looks like him. But never heard of this movie before. It screams 80s Hong Kong to me, though. The Sting. Never heard of this movie, but I feel like I recognize the actor. It looks like an 80s Hong Kong movie, and it has English subtitles. So, yeah, gotta check that out. Definitely cool to pick up. And this one, is a little bit newer. I think it's 90s. So I was like, yeah, whatever. But I can't picture in my head from what, but the older actor here, the 2 on the cover, and this has English subtitles as well, and has a story about killer leopard, diagnosed with Alzheimer's, returns to Hong Kong, and to meet his beloved woman, encounters this other young guy, and they both fall in love with this lady cop and whatever. But the older guy on the cover on the side, I don't know his name. I don't remember where I know him from, but I know him from something. I recognize that guy's face. I know I've seen him in something. So I was looking at that, and they look closer at the cover. I'm pretty sure that is, what's her name, Shu Qi? In the back there from The Assassin, Jackie Chan's Gorgeous, and a bunch of different stuff. Like, she was really, I liked her and everything I've seen her in. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll check that out. That video CD. So I'll have to break out the video CD player. It's up in the bedroom, just have to hook it up. And yeah, amazing. Video CD, I gotta be one of the few people that thinks they're cool, but if I could find some like anime and Jackie Chan, that would be awesome on that format. I found a few other things. Speaking of Jackie Chan, this is a demo tape of Jackie Chan's Dragon Lord. Full movie screener. So it's the whole movie. You don't find screener tapes very often. It's coming to DVD from Dimension Home Video, and this is the U.S. release. Megastar Jackie Chan. Interesting. So, don't find screener tapes very often. Found that. Found 1 tape for the store that just looked interesting. I looked it up. It was worth grabbing. Bargain Room, of course. This is back to, everything else is Bargain Room. They found The Incredible Shrinking Woman with Lily Tomlin. Check that out. And then a stack of Bakugan cards. Just a little stack. Nice to grab by weight. That's almost nothing. Only a handful of books, not a whole lot. And then some toys and manga. Bunnicula. Just found this exact printing a little bit ago. 1 Magic Treehouse, Mummies in the Morning. One of the more common ones, one of these that if it's not, Bargain Room's not worth picking up. But found that, and that was it for kids' books. Was not a lot. This is interesting. Janet Ivanovich, Thanksgiving. I don't think I have ever seen a Janet Ivanovich movie that was not one of those numbered series. They're like 1 to I don't even know how many she did. But that we find and wait until we have a lot of 10 of them all the time. We sold probably close to 100 of her books over the years. But I've never come across one that's not part of that series. Weird. 1 sci-fi book, Susan Grant, The Scarlet Empress. And 2 manga. 1 volume of Dragon Ball Super, which I just put 2 volumes up on Macari recently in a different volume, volume 4. And this is bizarre. At first I was like, when I read the back, I was uncertain if it was official. It looks official, and it is official, but it's a weird thing I've never heard of before. It's super bizarre, but Dragon Ball, that time I got reincarnated as Yamcha. What in the world? I've never heard of this before. But on the back, a Dragon Ball fan's greatest dream is getting to live in the Dragon Ball universe and fight alongside Goku and his friends. One particular fan thinks he's living the dream when he suddenly dies and is reborn in the Dragon Ball world. But he's in for a rude awakening when he realizes he's been reincarnated as everyone's favorite punching bag, Yamcha. What in the world is that? Very bizarre. I'm going to have to read that before I sell it, just as a curiosity. Not one that would be a keeper, but just weird. Definitely going to have to give that a read through first, because that is bizarre. Found 2 DVDs in the Bargain Room. They're worth picking up. There's very little there. Ronald Reagan, The Life and Legacy 2-disc set. Bunch of bonus materials. A Mill Creek release. Someone's going to want that. And Roswell, The Final Chapter, the 3rd season. Complete box set. on DVD. Found those. Yeah, very, very weird collection. Then 2 toys, parts of toys, but ones that were worth picking up. They had, this was what was frustrating at the very end. In the one bin, they had a couple of Turtles and He-Man toys, but they're like vehicles and things, like that kind of stuff. Annihilated. I mean, to the point where it's not even, you couldn't even sell for like replacement parts or anything. I mean, just destroyed. Looks like someone had stomped on the one thing. Just parts of broken parts of them in this bin. It's like, oh my gosh, if any one of those was together or like even slightly more together. But I grabbed 2 just because by weight pieces of things. One, from Masters of the Universe. This is kind of missing, the top part. For this could be for parts someone might want, and considering I paid like by weight like 40 cents or whatever, that's worth it. And the same thing for this one. This is, I forget what it's called, but I had this as a kid as a like a Ninja Turtles pizza launcher. You put the like discs in there. I still remember that, and launch them out the front. But it's part of, I forget what it attached to, like part of this. It was part of a bigger set. But yeah, that was at least worth grabbing for, again, like way under $1. So that was it. But yeah, that other stuff was very disappointing to see the broken remnants of really cool stuff. Very bizarre trip to Goodwill. All those video CDs and adventures and being reincarnated as Yamcha. It's like some obsessed Dragon Ball fans like weird dream became a published manga. Very weird. But that was not it, because then I went to one other spot for half price day that is kind of a hit or miss thing, but when it's a hit, it can be really good for books. And that'll be in the next video, because I have 2 huge boxes to move over here.